Welcome to a new journey. In this episode, we'll be visiting one of the most beautiful and well-preserved medieval cities in Europe, the capital of Estonia, which boasts a stunning old town declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Here, you'll find charming squares, colorful houses, quaint cafés, and breathtaking viewpoints. Let's take a look at the 10 must-see places in Tallinn. Number 10. Old Town. The Old Town of Tallinn, surrounded by a wall that is still largely intact, is one of the best preserved historic centers in Europe, which is why it has been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Strolling through its cobbled streets allows you to imagine what life was like centuries ago, with houses featuring sloping roofs, defensive towers, Gothic churches, and cobblestone squares that seem frozen in time. The heart of the Old Town is Town Hall Square, a spacious area surrounded by colorful facades of old guild buildings, cafes with terraces, and craft shops. On one side stands Tallinn Town Hall, a gem of civil Gothic architecture dating from the 15th century, whose tower offers spectacular views of the city. Directly across, you'll find Apteek, one of the oldest pharmacies in the world still in operation, which has been providing remedies since the 15th century and houses an exhibition on ancient medical practices. To learn more about the city's history and not miss its most iconic spots, we recommend booking a guided tour of Tallinn. I will be leaving the link in the description. Number 9. Craftsmen's Courtyard. Located in a small hidden passage in the heart of the Old Town, the Craftsmen's Courtyard encapsulates the creative and traditional spirit of the city. This courtyard, also known as the Master's Courtyard or Meistrite-Hoov in Estonian, houses small workshops and shops run by local artisans. Here, visitors can watch the craftsmen in action, carving, molding, or hand-painting their creations, making it the perfect spot to take home a unique souvenir from Tallinn. The surroundings also add to the charm of the place. Surrounded by medieval buildings and decorated with flowers, lanterns, and wooden benches, the courtyard invites visitors to linger for a while or enjoy a coffee at one of the small local cafes. Number 8. St. Catherine's Passage. Another must-see corner in Tallinn is this narrow alley, which stands out not only for its perfectly preserved medieval atmosphere, but also for the peaceful aura it offers amid the bustling historic center. Walking through this passage is like stepping back several centuries in time. The stone arches, the walls of ancient monasteries, and the windows with wrought iron bars surround visitors in a unique atmosphere. One of the distinctive features of St. Catherine's Passage is that fragments of the old Dominican monastery that existed in this area during the Middle Ages are still preserved in its walls. Many consider this passage to be one of the most photogenic in the city, perfect for leisurely wandering, admiring the architectural details, and being surprised by every corner. Number 7. Tallinn Television Tower. The Tallinn TV Tower is one of the most iconic landmarks in Estonia's capital. Standing at a height of 314 meters, it is the tallest structure in the country. Its observation deck, located at 170 meters, offers breathtaking panoramic views of the city and its surroundings. Inside the tower, multimedia exhibitions narrate its history and its pivotal role during the events of 1991, when it became a strategic point in Estonia's struggle for independence. On August 20, 1991, the Supreme Council of the Republic of Estonia declared the restoration of the country's independence. The following day, Soviet landing troops attempted to seize the TV tower. People from all over Estonia gathered to defend it, preventing the takeover and turning the tower into a symbol of national resistance and sovereignty. Additionally, the tower houses a rotating restaurant where visitors can enjoy local cuisine, while the landscape slowly changes around them. Given its status as one of the most visited monuments in the city, long lines can form at the ticket counter. To avoid waiting, we recommend purchasing your tickets online. You can find the link in the description. Number 6. Toompea Hill. This limestone promontory has been inhabited since ancient times, and its elevated position made it a strategic location from which the entire region was controlled. At the top of the hill stands Toompea Castle, a medieval fortress that has been transformed over the centuries and now houses the Parliament of Estonia. The combination of ancient defensive walls with more modern structures perfectly reflects the fusion of past and present that characterizes this place. In front of the castle stands the iconic Pikk Tower, from which the Estonian flag flies. The cobbled streets, colorful facades, and viewpoints offering spectacular views of Tallinn's Old Town and the Baltic Sea make this hill an essential place for any visitor. Toompea is also home to important religious institutions such as St. Mary's Cathedral and the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, which we will explore next. Number 5. Alexander Nevsky Cathedral. We remain at the top of Toompea Hill, where we find this Orthodox cathedral, built between 1894 and 1900 during the period when Estonia was part of the Russian Empire. It is one of the most recognizable and photographed monuments in the city, standing out for its stunning neo-Russian architectural style and its iconic onion-shaped domes. The interior is richly decorated with religious icons, mosaics, and golden details, creating a sense of grandeur and reverence. In addition to its aesthetic and religious value, the cathedral holds significant historical meaning. It was built during a time when Russian power sought to assert its influence in the Baltic territories, and during Estonia's 20th century period of independence, its demolition was considered. However, over time, the cathedral was accepted as an integral part of the city's cultural heritage, and today it is preserved and valued as a reflection of Tallinn's complex and rich history. Number 4. The KGB Cells. Located in the city center, in what seems to be an ordinary building, these cells were used by the Soviet State Security Committee during the occupation of Estonia to interrogate, imprison, and often torture those considered enemies of the regime. Now converted into a museum, the former KGB headquarters retains several original cells where prisoners were confined under inhumane conditions. Through informative exhibits, personal objects, declassified documents, and testimonies from survivors, the museum reconstructs life under Soviet control and shows how the repressive apparatus of the KGB operated in Estonia. One of the most moving aspects of the tour is the fact that many of the prisoners were ordinary citizens, people like you or me, unjustly accused for holding different opinions. In the description, I will be leaving the link for you to purchase tickets. Number 3. Viru Gate. The Viru Gate is one of the most iconic entrances to Tallinn's Old Town and a visual symbol that welcomes visitors into the medieval heart of the city. This gate is part of the ancient defensive walls that once surrounded Tallinn, and although the fortified system was much more extensive during its peak, today the Viru Gate remains one of the most representative structures from that era. It consists of 2 round towers topped with pointed roofs, and passing under its arch leads directly to Viru Street, one of the busiest in the Old Town, filled with craft shops, cafés, restaurants, and flowers. Lots of flowers. In fact, one of the most characteristic images of the place is that of flower stalls lined up right next to the gate, adding color and life to the historic surroundings. Number 2. Pikk Street. Pikk Street, which means long in Estonian, is one of the oldest and most representative streets in Tallinn's historic center. In the past, this street was the city's main commercial artery, connecting the port with Town Hall Square. Its historical significance is reflected in the number of well-preserved buildings that line its path. Among the most notable buildings on the street are the small guild halls, places where the city's most influential artisans and merchants gathered to discuss business matters and regulate their activities. Also worth admiring is the House of the Brotherhood of the Black Heads, recognizable by its ornate facade and its history linked to unmarried foreign merchants. As you walk along Pikk Street, it's easy to notice how each section reveals a different architectural detail, from carved wooden gates to ancient emblems and Gothic windows. Number 1. Walls. One of the most distinctive features of Tallinn is undoubtedly its city walls, one of the reasons why this city is considered one of the best preserved medieval cities in Europe. Built in the 13th century and expanded in subsequent centuries, these imposing fortifications originally surrounded the entire city to protect it from invasions. Although only a part of the original structure remains today, what is still standing gives a clear idea of the defensive nature Tallinn had in the Middle Ages. Along the walls, several watchtowers are still standing. These towers not only served as watch posts, but also as strategic points to launch projectiles against potential attackers. Today, some of them have been transformed into museums where visitors can learn more about military history and everyday life in the medieval city. One of the most recommended experiences is to walk along the accessible sections of the wall. From there, you get privileged views of the old town with its red rooftops, cobbled streets, and church towers rising above the buildings. Check out these recommended videos to keep exploring the world. If you liked the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we upload new content. See you in the next video.